Right, let's work on the last one of these and we're going to go into, this will open us into the next thing, is using Agyuka, good old Agyuka. We talked earlier about when the punch comes in, Agyuka being the first thing is really that. That's the carry, right? That's the carry, that's the block. So on the other side, that's the block. You know, put my hands here. That's the real one there. Okay, and when you're doing that one, you can get to the outside, you can then throw short punches underneath. Now, let's pretend though, when the one came in, that was 1, 2, that 2. Let's pretend that 2, like we did earlier with Weggery, is what in 2 techniques. So the second one, let's say the second one's got maybe a little bit of an arc to it. Yeah? First one's straight, second one's got a bit of an arc to it. By the way, if anyone knows how to throw 1, 2 and they're not overly trained, or even if they're trained in a different style, that might be just exactly how to throw 1, 2. It won't be sort of 1, 2 dead straight. It'll be bang, bang. That'll be the second one, right? So we're going to use Agyuka, one Agyuka to block the 2 techniques. The first part, the block before is going to take the left. The second one's going to take this hand. Similar to what we did with Agyuka. So use Agyuka. Okay? Again, be careful of the arm here, right? So basically that's what it is. Just punch to the attack. 1, 2, right? That's what's happening. Right? And then 1, 2. Right? My hands up high. You go because ultimately it's really, I've gone from there to there. Which isn't that different from there to there, frankly, but still Agyuka as a drill. 2 techniques, okay? And what we're going to start doing here, which we could have easily done with the shuto bit, is we're going to start seizing that up and doing something with it, okay? So you could do that off shuto, but we're just going to do it off Agyuka. Okay? So again from there, 1, 2. Right? Now if you're a long way away, you may not be able to hook it in very easily. The hook won't always be there. The main thing is don't get punched in the head with it. Okay? But if and when the hook, the ability is there, hook in, you're there, okay? And when you're hooking this, you can't stay here in one spot when you're hooked in. Okay, I've got his arm, it's in tight for the moment, but that's not going to last. Thanks to the one hand free, okay? His arm's not totally disabled, but I've got it tight for the minute. So this is not a submission hold. Okay, here, call the police, I've got him, guys. Right? It's very quick, so I have to then respond. Once the hook's happened and you're in here, you're only going to respond with 1 or 2 things. You're going to strike straight to the face, palm heel, start with. That might have been the end of it, but that's the first thing. Or it can be a knee. Right? But I've got to have my weight going forward to throw a knee. If my weight's going back, there's a few punches, here, boom. In there, I can't throw a knee from here. Right? And I'm also a fair bit away here, it's not a really great spot, okay? I really want to be in here if I can. Right? Now, I want to hit here straight away. If I was being really defensive, my first move would be though, to make sure that I shot into this side of him. Have my hand here, away from the left arm a little bit. Now he can still swing around this way, but I can get to here. I'll pop this hip out, ready to strike. He can hit with the knee there. If I was going backwards, he can't. But I can knee him from here. Okay, this is not a submission hold. This is uncomfortable. But I pop this hip out. There you go. So I'm kind of in this position. I've grabbed, I've hooked. This arm's here, and the guy holding him away from me, right? Which resembles what? Kurunfa, okay? So, even though we talked earlier today about maybe that movement in Kurunfa and the sweep being from a punch, that's an adaptation, but more than likely, all combat strategies in karate, nearly all of them anyway, they might start from a grab and a punch. Or a 1 punch, hook, and then you're in close. And the bunkai kind of works in close. It's not necessarily meant to be a long range exercise, okay? So I've got to do, so when the punch comes in, 1, bang, hook, I want to get to this side straight away. I could elbow here, I could drive into there, I'd be kneeing straight away to try and take ground, bang, and push him backwards. Right, to this way if I could. Right? Now of course if I struck you with the head first, if I struck you in the head first, think what happens. Boom, hook in here. If that's what happens, right, if that's first, that's probably my instinct, it's faster. And when he's there, I can still knee him. Right, if I want to. Right, I can just come straight up into the groin. Or because I've got his head moving that way, I don't wait for him to stiff his neck and push back. I just step straight through. Right? Slip a Dutch. And it doesn't matter, I didn't even need to get behind his leg. Because his right leg was back. Right? If for some reason his right leg was forward, when he did that, and he punched me here, he's there, okay. It's even easier. Just get him behind him if I want to, right? But even if you're not, even if his right leg's back, you've got a choice. You're either going to 1, 2, hook, you go to there, right? And you go to knee and push backwards, boom, and go back this way and just march. Or, if you want to knee and come backwards, boom and come back. When I'm kneeing low, what's the second do? Bang, boom. Then I'll push it down, you know? So it's quite a quick movement for his head. When he's under there, bang, and then grind his head comes down. When that motion comes down, just keep it going down. It's all over, right? So, just respond. You respond to what's happening. Bam. Either way, I'm kicking this out to the side. 2 punches. Get to the side, straight away. I've got inside, that's more defensive. Really, I'd be trying to be here. If I was at the start, I'd still just get to there. It's not that hard to go from there to there. Either way, I'm popping out to the side. I'm keeping this tucked in. Right, now, if he tries to move, he's going to try and move around. I'm going to try and have to. I'm just going to keep moving around away from his hand. I don't want to move in the direction because I'm going to get smacked by it. I'm going to step aside. Well, I've got his chin. I've got because I'm turning the way I want to, I've got some control over that, right? I'm staying away from that arm. Because in a real battle, there's only 2 things that are still. One is someone who's unconscious, and the other is someone who's about to be unconscious. Keep moving. So for me, you've got 2 options. You come in, bang, bang, push, drive straight down to the ground, or you knee. I could knee and push and keep going, or I could knee, bring his head down into a knee, or bring his head down, strike into the back of the head, or I can just bring it down, push and spin it, which is not dissimilar to kick and shit in step by step. Boom and pull back. Just rolling over. I had you here. There, just need you. I drop in my stance and I roll over, yeah? Doesn't mean that, and even what came before. What comes before that is? Is that, isn't it, right? It's that movement. So I technically go knee and back, okay? All at the start of it wasn't set by. Doesn't matter. Right? It's just to open up a little bit of the set by. Alright, right? Now, so you notice why I'm getting out to the side straight away. I'm not staying in front of him, I'm not hooking the punch. I'm staying here. I'm getting to that side as quick as I can. Right? Elbow, bang. Try to get on out right now. Right? Come through here. And grab my hands together. Right? Now again, you can do a drive and push backwards. And I'll try to twist him. But you can't resist someone if you haven't hurt them. Right? You've got to, because once you get down here, this position, you've got to hurt them to do much. All these moves where you might be able to manipulate or throw someone, if you're not an experienced person throwing, which I don't consider any of us are, because from training here, we know a bit, but we're not judoka. We're not an expert at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The way we help get people down is to take this the right way, knock them down, right? So hit them, weaken them, and then try to take it down. So what need is groin a few times here, and he's down low, and I put him up under here for a choke, right? Again, I like to try and stay here and put the guillotine on. Guys, quick, wait till there. I might come up and turn. Yeah? Let's move them in. Seonshin. Roll them over, yeah? Put in close, tuck in tight, lift with both hands. Turn them over, yeah? And then you drop down. Right, you just adapt. Think about it. When you're down there, you don't worry about the guillotine. Think about Seonshin. And low, drop, up. Up under the chin, yeah? Turn you around. Right? But again, if he's strong and he hasn't really been hurt, he's resistant to that. You've got to use tenderising techniques before you can control someone's body. Unless you're an expert at otherwise. And even then I still think you need to. Do you know what I mean? When you see the experienced guys in UFC, there's a lot of pounding on the head and dropping overs and hitting the ribs. get the hand in the right spot, to set traps for people.
Hi.
It doesn't happen straight away, you know, it might take a couple of minutes to get them in the right spot. We don't have that here. Pretty quick movement. So we're going to do this in a minute. And then we're going to go into something else. Where that whole sequence there, when someone's come in and all of a sudden you've got hold of each other, he could have even started to, he could have grabbed me and tried to hit me. I could have begun with maybe in here, and he grabbed me and tried to hit me. And the hook's still there, and it always starts the same from then on. Right? I'm sort of out here, kicking out here in like the Tarufa, I'm using my knees, all the way down here, just to here. It's not just a pretty, bang, yeah? Hey. Boom, boom, and you can roll with it. So it could start with a grab in, or it could just start with a punch coming in. It could start with 2 punches when he's an ideal entry point, okay? But then it could be down here, and what I want you to think about is, if you find yourself on your back, I don't want you to think, oh, wow, I've got to open up a whole new menu here. I've got to get on my back menu, my ground game.
Hey.
I want you to think about this. Your ground game is like your stand-up game. Right? Otherwise you've got to think about too much. Think about what you instinctively do all the time anyway. In your kata, in your movements, in that movement there, I want you to think about the same thing when you're on the ground. Okay? Particularly that movement we did there where we're seizing something and getting to the side of it. Right? In Karate, we're sticking our butt out for cat stance, aren't we? Right? And now I kind of did a bit of that, but I made sure I got out to the side of it. It could have been like in cycling, where you're getting out to the side, hooking out to the side of the knee. That first move that I did can be like, when I hooked your arm and grabbed it and got to there, it's not that different to, the movement inside breathing, right? It's a familiar movement. So imagine we're down here, and don't have to get on me, I don't want to get on me. I'm here. What I want you to practice is getting this butt out of the way. Imagine going out into cat stance but you're on your back. Okay? So to do that, we'll lift that butt off the ground. Start. So we lift and shift out to the side. So now I'm on my side, my butt's out that way. Right? My belt not there. And I'm there. Okay? And I come under again. Okay, the other way. Tuck out. Yeah? It's like I'm popping the hip out. I'm not even using my hands because I don't have my hands to use for it because there's someone on top of me. I'm going to pop up and move it the other way. What I'm not doing this, I'm not rolling on the side. There's someone sitting on me. I can't roll them. Best I might be able to do is grab, hook an arm, and I've got an arm hooked, and I don't have the usual pole that arm for balance, then I might be able to lift, get to that side. Then I'm going to get this leg out of the way. Right? I'm going to start using that. I'm going to slide this out of the way. And start using that, push your hand out of the way. I'm out to the side. Meanwhile, I'm using this hand in your face, pushing your face out of the way, the palm here, just like I did when I was standing up. So we'll get a chance to do that before the day's out. This isn't the easiest ground to hop on. It's a bit, that's the word, grippy, but that's all right. But I just want you to think about, keep it simple. If you're stuck in the ground, think about what you do if you're standing up. When you're on the ground, there's no distance between you. They're just on top of you, throwing punches. And they might be throwing straight punches, but they're probably throwing punches that are coming around a bit. So if they miss a straight punch, you're going to hit the ground. They'll only do that once, right? So it might come in around, so you've got to try and hook inside it. If you're using your arms up here like this, keeping your arms out of the way, when you can't get that punch, you can use the shuto motion of keeping your hands up, pointing your elbows towards where it's coming. They call prickly elbows. Putting the elbow pointing away so it's hitting their arms as they're punching as best as possible. And then as soon as you get that moment to get this arm across and elbow a few times, grab an arm, bang, bang. Or as soon as you get that arm hooked in, pop. This arm pushes on the face. Now the one arm hook pushes on the face this way. And I thought we'd have to be quickly. This leg's going to come out. This leg's not on the ground anymore. It's top here. So get around and start doing things with it. Right? And I'm not going to worry about trying to get an arm bar or whatever. I'm just going to kick him in the ground and kick him in the face, kick him in the body and roll myself out and get up. That's what I want to do. I'm not going to try and choke him out because I'm not skilled at that enough. I'd rather knock them out or stun them kick them, whatever. You know? And then maybe if I get up on my feet and I thought it was really dangerous, then maybe I might lay something in. But I want to get off the ground. So I'll get a chance to do this, but it all starts from the stand-up. It all starts in this drill here, the entry point with the agi-uke. 1, 2, hook, out to the side, push, hit a knee, right? And when I'm on my side here, if I, okay, come on, sit your feet, and then, now, in sports fighting, down here, sports fighting, this is considered to be not a bad position. If this was a sexual assault, this is called goal achieved. Right? No kidding. If I was a woman, he's a man, this is exactly where he wants to be. So this is not a safe position. Guard is not a safe thing in a sexual assault, right? So as much as possible, she wants to keep the knees up anyway. He wants to keep the knees up as much as possible. Right? But even if he's on one knee and he's trying to hit, what you want to try and do is grab what you can and get there. Right? Hit to one side. Right? I'll pop the leg out of the right? I'm here. I've got his arm. I'm pushing. Yeah? So that just looks like a bit of rabble on the ground, but there's some technique to it. Right? That's what I'm trying to do. Let's go again.
Just be gentle. Be gentle, Sensei. Be gentle.
He will either be in a position where he's trying to stay here and swing with both arms, or he'll have one arm as a pole arm, as in holding me down, have you there, and try and hit me with the other one, right? Now, when he's here, this position, he's got this arm here. I'm going to try and do it, but he hasn't got much weight on me, right? He's not letting on me yet. I can still pop. I'm going to try and get out to the side. I didn't really push him over as much as I did pop my knee out. And what I did was rely on what we did a bit earlier, where one side's here. This is like he's done his ow. Okay. That's right. This is like he's when in doubt, you say ow, and I'll stop. Anyway, treat this like he's just trying to lunge punch my shoulder like we did earlier. Right? Yeah? So, okay, if I just stay flat on the ground with both shoulders, I haven't got much reach with this arm. But if I use the weight on that one as a bit of a pivot point, this hip's free, if I can get here, right? I can perhaps hold a little bit of it. Now if he's much stronger, he's running down the punch anyway, then I'm not going to get to here. This is where this arm out. Yeah? That's where I am in Karate right at the moment. See that? Now I'm here. Pop the hip out a bit further. He's the keep moving anyway, but my knees are in here now. Right? I'll push this back. Face now. Yeah? Pull him out. So, it looks messy, but there's technique in there. Right? There's, what you'll feel is you'll have flashbacks. Things will start to happen. You'll go, hang on a sec, where do I know that move from? I've done Kihon 1,000 times. I think that's where it came from. Or it might be from somewhere else. But either way, as soon as I stop, you re-establish your balance. Okay, stop wriggling. I have to keep moving. I can keep going out to that side. I can bring my knees up, so I can put my knees between. I'm going to try and hook this arm as long as possible so you haven't got much to do with it. And this arm gets in between it. You have to tie it and squeeze it up in the middle there, create some distance. And then I can put the palm heel there. And once that's straight, you had a hard time getting rid of that arm, so this arm, and your other arm was holding your weight up on your left arm. Meantime though, I've got the hip out here, and I'm up here. And I'm trying to push the way so I can drag this foot out as well. And get it in here. Right? If I could, I'd just kick in the head if I could. If it was there, right? I'd do that, or I'd use that one to kick in the head. Oh, there's thrusting kicks, which is exactly what you're doing standing up anyway. Right? If someone was, if you're wrestling over here, now when he's pushing you back, I can't use my foot. Right? I can't go on pushing him back. Right? Here, turn around this way, bang, down the leg. Right? Bang, my leg, yep. Bang, leg, yeah? All that time though, he goes backwards every time I do that. Right? Now I'm trying to hit your legs, of course. In there. Oh, yeah? Focusing on your legs. Oh. Right, so either way, you're kind of doing your 1-2 tap. 1, 2, tap. Right? That thrusting motion is the same as what's happening on the ground. Using that thrusting motion of the kicks. I wouldn't be doing any ball or foot front kicks on the ground. It's all the heels. Bang, right? So we start from the top, and then we go down with it. The same principles, right? I want you to have the confidence when I'm on the back, just trying to do the same thing. Pop the hip, get to the side, yeah? Even if what it feels like at the side is shuto uke. If you don't know Kihon, forget what it feels like shuto uke. Yeah? Cool. That's good enough. You know what shuto uke. Back landing stance. Boom. Hips out, right? Pop out. Get in position. Okay? That's right. So let's start standing up. Finish the day on the ground. So, when that happens, even if it's standing up, it's a bit messy. True fighting will be like that. The goal is that in amongst the melee, you re-establish your balance, and out comes a technique, or out comes a sequence of techniques. Something familiar that you've got built in there unloads. You can do 2 or 3 things together and you find yourself in a good position. So repetitive training will help you think about, find those places. And throughout the melee comes some technique. Yeah? And even though we're on the ground there, it looks kind of scrappy, but you can see what I'm doing. I'm incorporating things we've done, thinking about distance, popping the hip out. The hip being popped out is the laying down equivalent of going out into cat stance. Same thing, right? And what do you do in your cat stance? What do you do with the leg in your cat stance? You kick with it. You never go into cat stance without kicking, really. In karate you do sometimes, but really, otherwise why would you do it? It's there, ready. It's kind of like, you know, you're ready to kick. Alright, let's go. So, let's work on left and straight punches, round right punches to begin with. Alright? I want you to do 10, just blocking, and then 10 where you block and caught the punch. And when you catch the punch, you hook it in tight. You keep your elbow close to your body. And you get into that side, and you do the palm heel to get in that side. We're getting close, and keep the arm there as distance between you. If he starts to move, you're going to move around with him. You're going to move around away from the free arm. Okay? Good. Alright, so 10 is blocking, and then 10 blocking and catching. When you block and catch, slowly start to think what you might do next. Look at where their body is, and respond to what's in front of you. Oh, the face is a bit short. Boom. When I pull the face back, the groin opens up. Smack. Do I want to smack the groin and step forward and take down, or do I want to smack and come back and take down? Huh? It's just palm, heel, leg. Like yap, tzuki, Weggery. Palm, heel, knee. Whatever. Right? Palm, heel, thrust and kick, step forward or step back. It's the same stuff. Right? But the hook's got to be there. The hook's only temporary. The catch is only temporary. Ready? 10 and 10, then change roles and do 10 and 10. Ready?
That's it.
move into hook, you're actually going to bring yourself in closer to them when you hook. In reality, this hand wouldn't stay there. 1, 2, hook, bang, and strike them straight away. Just be instinctive. You hook in and you strike straight away. Okay? So, I know sometimes you'll get in there, I'm going to push and the head will go. They'll be resisting, but in reality, you can strike straight away. You won't always be able to push your head back straight away. If you're a strong person, put the chin forward, they might not be able to push the chin back straight away. Just pull it back and hit it. Not today, but hit it. Dump your elbow to the chest, bang, at the same time. Hit up a few times, right? Or you can hit, claw the eyes, disorientate, stand right. In reality, and as soon as you got the head back a little bit, even a big person, this is close to your body here, if you push your way forward, as soon as it's there, it'll keep going. Again, if they're too upright, in the back here, push back, they might be able to just put their foot back this way and not go all the way down here. Okay, I'm not getting him right down yet. Because what you want to do is push, strike and step straight through and drop. But if they're resisting, well, they're back here, and back there, keep putting the foot back, like that. It's time to go the other way. Pushing, you're going to smack into the groin, that'll bring them forward, smack into the groin, bring them forward the other way. And just respond to what's happening. There is no absolute, oh, this is what you do, and then you do that, and then you do that. You've got to look at what's in front of you and deal with what's in front of you. Okay? And that's why I don't mind, like Anthony, I was guy in my room at night, okay, sit on me, and let's practice this. Put that on tape. I'm quite happy to just, 2 weeks ago in Adelaide, the same thing. Got Daniel Dragenza. And Daniel, I didn't even tell him what I was doing. He was right on to me. He's leaning up, he's squashing me as hard as he could. I just had to wait. I couldn't do anything for a while. I had to bring my knees up to my chest. And he had me balled up like this, my knees into my chest, really hard, right on top of me. Right? And he had my hands. And he's leaning on me. There's not much I could do at that stage. But he wasn't hitting me either. Right? And I wasn't trying to free my hands. And here I was just going, bang, eyes, right? Disorientated. But I wasn't doing that, so there's nothing we could do. And it's only when I said, well, okay, what are you going to do now? And I was literally, I can't even imitate it. My legs were up here, I've never seen my feet up so close. Right? And I said, okay, well, he couldn't do anything more. He was right over, I said, you've got to do something. What are you going to do? And so then he tried to punch me. As soon as he tried to punch, then I had an opening. As soon as he drew one hand back, I could think, okay, slide, hook. Now I'm there. Right? A little pull this way, dragging down across the way, and then it all began. I think if I remember rightly, it began and he adjusted and got back on top of me again. Didn't work fully the first time. I don't mind showing that to people, because that might be how it goes. I'm just going to stay there. And I'm going to lay on my back, him right on top of me. Right? And this could go for women. There's a guy there, feels overpowering you. You've got to have the attitude of, as soon as I get up, you're dead. As soon as you do the wrong thing, I'm going to get you, and I'm going to make you pay for this. Right? That's your attitude on your back. Right? In your most vulnerable position you can think of, that's what I'm thinking. Just you wait. You're going to cop it in a minute. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm finished. Oh, geez, what do I do now? He's getting me. Okay, and if I took a few shots, you do start to get a little bit panicky, but you're just going to try and keep your wits about you. Think, wits about you. Juggle around, some things will work, some things won't. Keep your hands up like this. What we talked about with shutos are good ways of catching the round techniques, right? Keeping yourself fully covered over, right? Here, right? The punching down to the top, walk with the forearm in that, and throw the punch down here, which takes you not going to grab it, all of a sudden there's a punch there, right up, and I'm out to the side. And then it's the beginning of something. And you'll get out in stages. You won't get out in one bit. I wasn't getting out one bit against you. It was about 4 different little steps. Now at any one of those stages, he could have adjusted and could have gone back and started again. And then I'm thinking, okay, right, you've got to reprieve for a couple of minutes. And then I'm coming back again. As soon as you make another mistake, I'm going to get you. And that's the attitude you've got to be on your back. Just like it is on your feet. So let's get down on the ground now, some of you. Let's work on this. In fact, we've only got about 10 minutes left. But I'll tell you what, can you quickly run to your bag and grab your shin pads? And put your shin pads on your arms. Let's go.